ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Green Lanterns Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Will Smith of Sector 2814, and today's video is a little bit of a surprise one. I was originally going to make a video that dropped today, which was everything that happened in Green Lantern fandom over the past 7 days. However, due to people posting on Instagram, there was something that dropped today that I feel like deserves its own little video, and then tomorrow we can drop, or maybe the day after, everything that we've seen in the fandom over the past week. So I don't want to build up too much hype for it, but it's going to be in the title, and I just want to get it to you guys right now. So let me go ahead and start sharing the screen and giving you guys kind of the rundown for what just dropped. So this news does come from the person that you see on screen here that goes by the handle of Savannah Ray Hair over on Instagram. The story is currently taken down, but the internet is undefeated. And earlier today, this person's story shared this. And this screen grab here, and you can see here up at the top, it does say Savannah Ray Hair. This was from a day ago. Down at the bottom, it says, to all my clients invested, he was so sweet, super tall, and yes, I did say I always wanted a brother to him, and he loved it. And obviously, she is hanging out with Aaron Pierre. There was also a second image posted, and that would be this image here. And I'm getting both of these images from reddit.com/r/DCU leaks, where these have been preserved. And this picture here, I'm not sure if this is her or somebody else, but it's somebody that is hanging out with Kyle Chandler, and this is supposed to be the wrap party for Lanterns, meaning Lanterns is completely done filming. We are done with the regular production phase. If they're at this wrap party, this means that in July, which originally there was rumors that Lanterns was supposed to film all the way through July, well, we're into July, and it seems like we are done filming. So from here going forward, the goal is to release the show in early 2026. If we are wrapping filming in July, that means we have the whole back half of the year and like the first month or two of 2026 to finish doing all the VFX and post-production that you would need on a show like this to give the characters the proper CGI and all the backgrounds and everything that they have to edit manually like that. They're due. Not trying to judge the guys too much here, but Kyle Chandler does look pretty good right here. He doesn't look really worse for wear. He's not rocking a crazy beard, so maybe he doesn't have the terrible ending in Lanterns that a lot of people have been speculating that he will have. But the truth is, just looking at this image, there's really no way for us to know. I mean, he's at an after party, basically, or a wrap party, if you will. He could be the main character of the show. He could be a secondary character. He could die. Who knows? We don't know all the plot details yet. The only thing we really know about his story in the show, outside of he's with Aaron Pierre at some point in it, because the only official image we have is with him and Aaron Pierre out in the wild, was from an interview that I just dropped a video on earlier in the week, or the end of last week, which comes from Nathan Fillion, saying that he basically says the F word in Lanterns more than he's ever said it in his entire career up to this point, but also almost all of his filming has been done with Aaron Pierre, which would imply he's not filming very much with Kyle Chandler. So Guy Gardner, in the show at least, doesn't seem to be having much to do with Hal Jordan. Just knowing what I know about how television works behind the scenes, do I think that it's feasible that if they have wrapped filming earlier this week or last week, and they are already starting the post-production period and doing the VFX and all that, and seeing if they need to do any, like voiceover work or anything, do I think that this still is going to make it come January, February, March of 2026? Absolutely. Do I think this means there might be some potential small drop or a small sliver of hope that something might pop up at San Diego Comic-Con? Absolutely. I would love for almost nothing more than to hear this man, Aaron Pierre, pop up on a video at the end of something at San Diego Comic-Con, and it's just him standing there. They don't have to show us a suit or anything, but it's Aaron Pierre, and he's just reciting the Green Lantern Oath. As nice as Aaron Pierre's voice is, hearing that oath would ease any concern I had about the show and just get me even more amped up and excited for a potential January drop. I say January because my birthday's in January, and I would love for the show to come out in January. And usually, January isn't a big month for TV or movies. So if you put something out around that time, it usually doesn't have a whole bunch of competition. It gets to stand on its own, and it's not, swallowed up by a bunch of other shows airing at the same time. I think Apple TV Plus did a great job with this past year, and they dropped the end of Silo and the beginning of Severance in January, and both those shows did tremendous numbers for them, and they're not one of the larger platforms out there. So I think if HBO Max, newly rebranded HBO Max, wants to drop this show in January, that would be like the perfect time to do it and get the biggest amount or most amount of eyeballs on the show. Now, obviously, I'm a huge Aaron Pierre fan. I am familiar with some of his older work that he did over on like Krypton. I think it was on Sci-Fi, but he was also in a pretty big Netflix movie called Rebel Ridge. And today there was a bunch of news that came out about Emmy noms and all that. And I'm happy to report that your boy Aaron Pierre, who will be playing Jon Stewart for us in Lanterns, is nominated for an Emmy for Outstanding Television Movie for Rebel Ridge. If you haven't seen the movie's pretty solid, and Aaron Pierre's performance in it is the highlight of the movie. And when you watch that, I think it gives a lot of hope of what Jon Stewart could be like in Lanterns. Obviously, it's not like a 1-for-1, but there's a lot of things from his character in Rebel Ridge that he can bring to his performance in Lanterns. And like I said, just the acting alone, the way that he talks, the way he approaches things. Also, it doesn't hurt that the dude is slam dunk jacked. But the one thing I keep pointing to people, like if you're not sure how to feel about Lanterns, or you're not sure how the quality is going to be of it, I'll put it like this. If you go to a restaurant and all of the chefs back there and the servers and the runners and everybody that works back there is elite at their craft, it doesn't guarantee that the meal that you're going to get, the final product, is going to be the most amazing thing you've ever tasted, but it does mean that you can trust that there's a good chance that what they're going to give you is going to be something amazing. Like the chances of it are higher. And that's what I say about like how many cooks we have in the kitchen for Lanterns. When you think about Damon Lindelof doing elite television work that people still talk about years later, and you have Chris Mundy, who did Ozark, that people really, really loved. You have James Hawes, who is doing or did some show running and producing for Slow Horses on Apple TV Plus, which is amazing. Kyle Chandler, work speaks for itself. You've probably seen him in a lot of things, but probably most notably like Friday Night Lights is a big thing for him. Then you have Aaron Pierre. He's in like his early 30s now, so I don't want to say like he's an up and coming actor, but I think especially recently between Rebel Ridge and then after Rebel Ridge, I think the next thing that came out that he was in was Mufasa. And Mufasa did well. Rebel Ridge did well. He's getting ready to be in season 3 or 4, whatever the new season is on Apple TV Plus of The Morning Show with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston. He's going to be in that as well. Then he's going to be in Lanterns. We have Ulrich Thompson, who plays the bad guy in the show Banshee, with the actor who plays Homelander. Like, the people that are on this project, and I'm not putting other names in here. I don't want to just go down the list, but if you go down the list through IMDb of the people who are working on Lanterns, this is an all-star, absolutely studded out group of people who are going to pour out their hearts and souls into this project. So I do have high hopes. I don't feel negative about the show, and I'm very, very excited knowing that they have wrapped, and we are so close to getting like 8 to 9 hours potentially of Green Lantern live action television. It's hard not to be excited about that. I know there's some negative things out there that people want to focus on, like Kyle Chandler's age. Some people don't care for Tom King's writing, but I'll argue that Tom King wrote one of the greatest one-off stories that we've ever had for any Green Lantern character as well. Like, everybody has misses, but all these people also have hits too. And when they hit, they hit it far. That's it for this episode. Again, Lanterns has wrapped filming. We are now going to be moving over to post-production, VFX and stuff like that, or fixing any audio issues that may have cropped up, or voiceover work that needs to be done. And then it's just a matter of putting a bow on this thing and getting it out for the world to see in early January. And our guy, Aaron Pierre, who will be playing John Stewart in Lanterns, is part of Rebel Ridge, and that's been Emmy nominated officially now after the award announcements came out today for Outstanding Television Movie. And there were some other award shows not too long ago that announced that both the show himself and Poor Nathan, who's in this, were also up for some individual awards, but it wasn't the Emmys. It was something else, like the Gotham Awards or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. If y'all know, put it in the comments below. Also, let me know what you guys think about this still dropping in January, February, March-ish. They just said early 2026, but that's my best guess as to when this could drop. Expect that video later this week about all the other Green Lantern news that has come out leading up to this week to drop by Thursday. Definitely no later than Friday. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.